Have you ever had a dream that didn't explain your past, but was actually preparing your heart for the future? I think that's exactly what this dream is doing for me. Because what first looks like a room full of obstacles is actually hiding the doorway home. If you are new here, every Monday and Thursday, we take real dreams and break them down in order to get the hidden meaning inside of them. Let's take a look at this next one. This is from August 18th of 2023. I'm traveling home. A familiar woman, possibly family, is driving. She drives through a room full of stuff, like a storage room, and I help push things out of the way. I keep an old box TV from falling on us and make the comment that it was a good thing I was with her to help. I'm dumbfounded that she is literally bulldozing through this messy room, but sure enough, the door is there and we can open it to a highway on the other side. We just saved a huge amount of time with this shortcut, and layered above the doorway on this side are clothes that we've been missing, including a pair of Aaron's pants with my belt on them. I am so relieved to find these clothes, and now they just need to be washed. I have a load in the wash that needs to be changed out already. So as I wonder at how difficult it'll be to clean our clothes so far away from home, I figured it was having to be done anyway. One load is already ready, and the clothes we just found can go in now. The dream begins with something that could be overlooked very easily, and it's that I'm already headed home. I'm already on this journey. It's a continuation. The dream is not about where I'm going. It's about how I get there. I want to take you into my waking life reality right now because I believe this dream is actually showing what's to come. I've had many dreams now that are showing, you could call it a phase 2. I've had dreams that have helped me reflect and walk through phase 1 really well. And now there's a phase 2 coming. And this dream is part of a series that is helping me prepare for that phase 2. I think it's going to move very, very quickly. And I believe it's likely, as you're going to see as we break down this dream, not going to look like what I thought it would. Now, if I didn't have this dream, I have been and probably would continue to look at the symbols and the dreams showing me this next season that's coming and see something very chaotic and maybe disconcerting. I might even be concerned as I walk out phase 2 that I'm making a wrong turn somewhere. But this dream is changing that perspective in real time. Because what first looks like a room full of obstacles is actually my prepared route home. It's showing me that the pace is going to have purpose. The confusion is going to have purpose. Even the things that are going to change the way that I'm used to seeing, they're not going to slow me down. This cluttered phase 2 is a shortcut. What maybe feels like a long way around to my destiny is actually the quickest road home. At first, this looks completely wrong. She is literally plowing through a room full of things. It might feel reckless. It might look inefficient. It might even feel like, man, are we sure this is the right path? But the dream is telling me not to judge it too quickly. Think about what a storage room holds. It doesn't hold worthless things. It just holds things that we're not actively using right now. It holds meaningful things that we need or want to keep. It can represent old memories or old experiences or old seasons. I think it's preparing me to recognize that this phase is going to take me through things I never expected. And those places, those things are going to hold recovery that I could not have gotten any other way. In the next scene is the television, and this is a big old box TV that nearly falls on us. What stands out to me is that I don't I don't necessarily try to remove it. I just keep it from crushing or hurting us on this part of the journey. That old TV can be an old way of seeing things, or maybe even an old way of receiving messages. The dream isn't telling me what to do with it other than to not let me be crushed by it. Then next comes one of my favorite lines in the whole dream. It's when I say that, man, it was a good thing I was with her. Because it's kind of almost an innocence to it. And I love what it's stating is that I'm not controlling it. I'm not the driver, but I'm a participant. My participation is important, and it has saved us from being crushed by something. It is celebrating partnership. It is showing me that I'm simply participating in this part of the journey. Now, the hidden door is the turning point of the dream. It reflects something that's very, very important for me right now as I walk into this next season. It's reflecting that the storage room was not an obstacle. It was a hidden doorway. This dream is preparing me to remember that when this next phase feels really confusing or messy, when it doesn't resemble anything I could have imagined, I want to remember this doorway. I want to remember that the obstacle isn't actually the obstacle. It's the entrance. And it's an entrance after a shortcut. This obstacle proves to be a shortcut to home. And it saves a huge amount of time. Listen to that language in there, a huge amount of time. So this next season is going to move very quickly. It's going to challenge so much of what I thought I knew, but it's accelerating something, not delaying it. Now something beautiful happens. I find clothes that I've been missing, and they're hanging above the doorway through this really cluttered storage room. Recognize it's not through the door. It's not at the destination. It's not when I get home. It's above the doorway that I get to. Remember that clothes often represent our identity. This dream is telling me that the identity I've been missing is right above the doorway, through the chaotic pushing all that stuff out of my way, through the not being crushed by old ways of seeing things. Are you recognizing the profound nature of this tiny little dream? These clothes are mine. They've been in this room waiting for me the whole time. And guess what? I never would have found them had I not been willing to bulldoze my way through that room. If I had tried to take a cleaner route, if I try to take something that conventional wisdom shows me is the best route, I never would have found these missing clothes. The recovery is connected to that specific route. So maybe the things that need to be restored inside of us can only be recovered by walking through the seasons that we are trying to avoid. That seems like a very beautiful end to this dream. But it's not the end. The end comes with laundry. But there's such a deep meaning here. That identity that we find at the end of that bulldozed season, they need to be washed. Yet, my favorite detail here is that I already have a load of laundry washing. It's showing like we're already in process. The cleaning process is already going. The restoration process is already moving forward. This is a continuation. The way our human brains work, we want to say, okay, once I get everything recovered, once I get everything in order, once I get that firm foundation again, then I'm really going to be able to feel whole. Then I'm really going to be able to be healed. as if the destination is the healing. But what if it's the other way around? What if that healing happens before we recover everything we're looking for? If this dream is preparing me for what's ahead, and I believe it is, then I don't have to wait to understand everything before good things are already happening. It's showing that restoration has begun well before I even know what's being restored. Do you see that? The dream is not removing the unknowns ahead of me. In fact, it's showing that it's going to be a little confusing of a bulldozing phase 2. It's changing my expectations for walking it out. This way, instead of being fearful that maybe I've turned a wrong direction when things don't look as clean, now I can enter this next phase, this phase 2, believing that the pace has a purpose, the mess has a purpose, the confusion has a purpose, and even the things that are challenging my old understanding are actually leading me home faster than I ever could have imagined. The dream is not giving me exact details of what's to come. It is preparing me to walk through it with confidence. It's showing me that I don't have to fear this next season just because it doesn't look like what I expected. Sometimes the very things that seem to be interrupting our plans become the path that we were meant to take all along. Maybe what looks like a room full of obstacles just standing in your way is actually hiding the doorway home. If you made it through to the end of this episode, thank you. The time you choose to spend with me really means a lot. And if you would like help with your own dreams, I have a free community for that. I also have one-on-one sessions you can sign up for. Just see the links below. And if not, just come on back and see me here, because you know what? Your story really does matter. I'll see you next time.